Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take fascinating ideas and really uncover the core insights you need to know. Today, we're diving deep into the work of Louise Hay, specifically her, well, truly transformative book, You Can Heal Your Life.
Hmm.
For so many people, this book is just foundational for understanding the mind-body connection. But what's the central, most powerful idea she puts forward, the one that really holds everything else up?
Yeah, it's interesting when you delve into her core message. The big takeaway is just how simple yet, well, revolutionary her idea is,
Yeah.
basically. Your thoughts and beliefs don't just influence your reality, they actively create it. And that includes your physical health.
Create it. That's a big claim.
It is. She famously said, if we were willing to do the mental work, almost anything can be healed.
Hmm.
That was pretty radical back then. Puts the power, the responsibility for well-being squarely back onto the individual. So our mission in this deep dive is really to explore how this framework suggests you hold incredible power over your own well-being.
Okay, so that core idea then leads us to one of Hay's foundational principles, the one about the body being a mirror.
Exactly. The body, like everything else in life, is a mirror of our inner thoughts and beliefs. That's the quote.
Right. She argues that thoughts are like actual energy,
Yep.
and what you think over and over becomes your reality.
Precisely. And this means illnesses, or disease, as she often put it.
Ah, yes. Disease, lack of ease.
Right, that lack of ease. She believed it often stems from unresolved emotional stuff. Things like guilt, anger, fear, resentment, buried things.
For a lot of people, though, the idea that just thoughts can directly influence physical health, that can be a challenging lead, can it? Does she explain how that happens energetically, or is it more about the practice?
That's a really crucial point. Her concept of disease isn't just about a physical problem. It's deeper, a lack of harmony, between mind and body.
Okay.
So instead of just, say, treating symptoms, her whole approach encourages healing the underlying emotional wounds that she believes are the root cause.
So the physical symptoms are kind of like messengers.
That's exactly how Hay frames it. They're messengers. Which leads to the question, what fundamental message does she think they're trying to tell us
Yeah.
about, our inner state?
That's a powerful question. And for Hay, the answer, the really pervasive underlying belief driving so many problems, health, money, relationships, whatever it often boils down to, I'm not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
She argues that real healing starts right there, with changing that deep inner dialogue. That hits hard for a lot of people, doesn't it? Realizing so much might stem from feeling inadequate.
Oh, absolutely. It really highlights how deep these patterns can run. So, okay, once you have that awareness, maybe you recognize that feeling,
Yeah.
what does Hay suggest you actually do about it? It feels like such a big ingrained thing to shift.
Yeah, you've hit on the core challenge and, well, her proposed solution. If our thoughts are that powerful, maybe even the root of our dis-ease, what practical steps does she recommend? How do you actually change those patterns?
So she offers some very clear tools. The first big one is affirmations.
Right, affirmations. She says, every thought we think is creating our future. Something like that.
That's the one. And it means consciously using present tense affirmations. It's about actively reprogramming those limiting beliefs that hold you back.
Okay, so instead of thinking about what you lack,
Exactly. You consciously choose a different internal narrative. You might say things like, I am safe, or I love and approve of myself. Maybe I now create a life I love.
you speak it as if it's already true.
Yes, you're essentially speaking that desired reality into existence internally first.
Okay, so affirmations are one tool, but beyond just repeating phrases, Hay puts a huge emphasis on self-love, right? She calls it the ultimate cure.
Huge emphasis, yeah.
And this isn't just a nice fluffy idea. She presents it as the absolute, like, non-negotiable foundation for all healing.
It really is central to her work. And to cultivate it, she encourages things like unconditional self-acceptance, really accepting yourself as you are right now.
That sounds hard.
It can be. It also involves forgiving yourself and others, really letting go of guilt and shame, and developing compassion for your inner child,
Yeah.
the younger you.
So it's a very holistic thing, nurturing your whole being.
Exactly. She suggests true healing really blossoms from that space of radical self-compassion.
Now, to make this less theoretical, Louise Hay provides specific examples, doesn't she? She links certain ailments to probable mental or emotional causes and then offers affirmations to counter them. This really helps bring it home for you, the listener.
Yes, she does. And while this approach offers, immense empowerment, some people do wonder about external factors or maybe conditions that seem purely physical or genetic. How does her framework kind of balance that inner work with external realities?
That's a fair question. And Hay's focus does remain very much on the internal landscape. Her core belief is that by shifting your inner state, your thoughts, your beliefs, your self-love, you can positively influence your outer reality, including your health.
So she invites you to consider, even with a physical condition,
Yeah.
that there might be an underlying emotional message. It prompts you to look inward, for potentially deeper understanding and healing.
Can you give us some of those examples she uses?
Sure. For instance, she often links back pain, particularly lower back pain, to a feeling of lack of support, often financial or emotional. The affirmation might be, life always supports me.
Okay.
Heart problems, she connects to a lack of joy or long-standing emotional strain. The counter thought, I choose to live joyfully now. Cancer, which is obviously very complex, she often linked to deep hurt, long-held resentment. The affirmation she suggests is powerful. I lovingly forgive and release all of the past.
Forgive and release.
And maybe one more. Anxiety she saw as rooted in fear, not trusting the flow of life. And the affirmation, I trust the process of life.
Wow, those are incredibly specific.
Yeah.
And quite direct. So let's say you recognize a potential link like that, or maybe you just want to shift a limiting belief that's holding you back. How does Hayes suggest you actually do the healing work? She breaks it down, right, into steps.
She does, into a kind of 4-step journey. It makes it feel more manageable.
Okay, what's step one?
Step 1 is simply awareness.
Yeah.
Just becoming conscious of those negative beliefs, your typical thought patterns, that critical inner voice. You have to notice it first.
Makes sense. You can't change what you don't see. What's next?
Step 2 is crucial, really pivotal. Willingness to change. Hey, healing starts with just being willing. Not achieving perfection overnight, just being open.
So you don't have to fully believe it yet, just be willing.
Exactly. You literally tell yourself, I am willing to release the pattern, or I'm willing to release the need for this condition. That willingness opens the door.
Okay. Awareness, willingness. Step 3.
Step 3 is to practice daily affirmations. We talked about these. Repetition is key here because, she believed, it literally helps rewire your subconscious mind over time.
And she had that tip about using mirrors.
Yes. She really encouraged looking yourself in the eye in a mirror while saying affirmations like, I love you, or your chosen positive statements. She felt it created a much deeper emotional connection.
That sounds intense, but potentially powerful.
Okay, and the final step.
The 4th step is forgive and let go. This is huge in her work. Holding on to anger, resentment, bitterness. She said it keeps you stuck, keeps you sick.
And forgiveness isn't about condoning what happened.
Not at all. She always stressed. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. It frees you. This step involves practices like visualizing light or love around painful memories and consciously, intentionally releasing them.
So putting it all together, it really highlights that healing, in her view, is an active, conscious process. It needs daily engagement, doesn't it? And a really profound shift in how you see yourself and your past. It's not a quick fix. Definitely not a one-time fix. Exactly. And if we zoom out a bit, the bigger picture is that Louise Hay's wisdom goes way beyond just physical healing.
Right. She talks about broader life transformation themes.
Yeah, things like loving yourself, which we've discussed, but also trusting the universe, living in the present moment, and creating abundance. She suggested that those same limiting beliefs that might affect health also block abundance in, well, all its forms: money, love, joy, opportunities.
Which really brings up that question again. How much of our reality are we, maybe unknowingly, co-creating with these deep-seated thought patterns?
It's a profound question her work raises. It implies that your fundamental sense of self-worth kind of dictates how much joy, love, health, the success you actually allow into your life.
The book is just packed with these powerful quotes that hammer this home, don't they? They really capture that sense of radical personal empowerment.
Oh, absolutely. Reading them, the big takeaway is this feeling of radical personal responsibility she promotes, and empowerment. The locus of control shifts entirely inward.
Can you share a few of those?
Sure. There's, I do not fix problems. I fix my thinking. Then problems fix themselves.
Powerful.
And another famous one, you've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens.
Simple, but cuts deep.
Right. And maybe one more. No person, no place, and no thing has any power over us, for we are the only thinkers in our mind.
Wow. That really puts the ball back in your court, doesn't it?
Completely.
So, wrapping this up, What does this all mean for you, the listener, as you navigate your own life, your own challenges, your own well-being? What's the ultimate takeaway from Louise Hay?
I think her ultimate message is that healing isn't really about fighting your body or fighting your circumstances. It's about um, loving yourself back to wholeness.
And it all starts with healing your thoughts.
That's the core. She truly maintained that with love, consistent forgiveness, and dedicated self-work, almost anything can shift.
And she offered that simple morning ritual as a starting point.
Yes, a really practical first step you can try. Look in the mirror each morning and just say, I love you. I really, really love you. Even if it feels awkward at first.
Breathe deeply, maybe smile.
Yeah, breathe, smile. Then repeat maybe 3 to 5 of your chosen healing affirmations, and maybe end with a simple gratitude. Thank you, life. Just setting a positive tone.
It's simple, but could be profound if practiced. This deep dive really reveals a deeply empowering yet accessible perspective on well-being.
It really does. So maybe the question to leave you with is this. Given Louise Hay's insights, how might really embracing the idea that your beliefs are fundamental to your well-being empower you? How might it change how you approach daily challenges, not just physical ones, but any challenge with maybe a new sense of agency and perhaps a renewed focus on self-compassion?